Each year, around the July 4th holiday, evening service has a cookout that they invite not only church people, but also veterans, people from downtown dinner. And this year we had a wonderful turnout. Many group homes were represented. People enjoyed the feast, the praise music, the message, games, and even visits to Blessing Dales. And the next day, I decided to head downtown Beverly, went to cross Cabot Street, and I heard this hollering in my direction. And I didn't pay much heed to it. So I got into Family Dollar, picked up what I needed, came to checkout, and stood in line waiting to pay. And behind me, a few people behind me, was a couple that had come to our Dependence Day cookout. And I recognized them immediately. And when I looked at the woman trying to catch her eye, I noticed that she was actually wearing a necklace she had made at our cookout. And so the day after she had this on, she didn't catch my eye, but I began to pray for this couple that had come, being grateful that they had come to our service. And I prayed that they had taken away something of value from Angelina's message of our need to depend on Christ in all things. And so it became my turn. I paid, and I began to cross the street again. And as I crossed, again, that kind of gravelly, rough voice was hollering in my direction. And suddenly I realized, oh, I recognize that voice. It's Glenn. And Glenn had been at our cookout as well. He was sitting on the stoop of some store on Cabot Street. So I walked over to him, and we chatted a little bit. He enthusiastically expressed his thanks for being able to come to the cookout, and before parting, he said to me, if I had a paper or a pencil or something to write with, I would write a big thank you to the churches in Beverly for all that they do for us. And so I was really touched by what he had to say, and considering his day-to-day struggle, how he could be thankful for a small thing. And I felt blessed having encountered these people the day after. As a Christian, I feel I've always been a caring person, certainly not uncaring, not mean or vindictive in any way, but I think Christ has changed me to understand more what compassion is. It's not just getting the job done, caring for others in kind of a task-oriented way, but it's seeing people for people, not just something to check mark. I did that. I was reminded recently about Jesus' words in Luke, I think it is, chapter 14, when he talks about when you invite people, don't just invite your friends or people who can do stuff for you or can repay, but instead invite the crippled, the blind, and so forth. And so I think our Dependence Day cookout kind of mirrors that. We invite a broad range of people to share with us a feast, some time of worship, and to be cared for and loved for, which is what Christ commands us to do.